My next guest is coming off a massive win this past weekend over Rachael Ostovich, getting that TKO finish. I'm talking to Gina Mazany, who's back here on the program. Gina, how's it going?
So good. So good.
I bet. We were kind of joking off air that like the lights coming behind you kind of look like a god, but that was an awesome performance. Congratulations on the win. First, let's just start with how much weight is lifted off your shoulders, just getting the win at flyweight and getting a finish, more importantly.
Oh man, it feels really good. The weight is lifted, but it's like, I feel like it's almost like pushing me forward. Like I just want more. I felt really good about my performance. I'm happy because I have a lot to like look back on and stuff I need to work on and stuff I can improve on. So it's just like, it's honestly just pretty motivating.
No, I bet. And I think, a big part of the fight was the weight cut heading in. And I know you talked a bit about it post-fight, but how difficult was it? Because you looked in phenomenal shape in your flyweight debut, and it certainly paid dividends in this fight.
Thanks a ton. Yeah. It was a lot of work going into it. I was on a hardcore diet for like 10 weeks, but my actual cut really wasn't that bad. The night before, I took like a 25 minute bath, sweated out a couple pounds, and then went to bed, woke up on weight. It was insane. And that night I got to have like a little cup of pineapple. It was amazing. And I woke up on weight. Like it was hands down the easiest weight cut I've ever had, which is crazy. But I mean, obviously the dieting, I prepared for it and all that fun stuff. But for the actual cut, it was the easiest.
How did you feel in there? You look great. I mean, it was like I said, you looked, it seemed like you were a little bit faster. I don't know how did it compare to competing, say, at bantamweight before? What did you notice the most?
I felt phenomenal. I feel a lot quicker. But I still feel like I'm still as strong as when I was at bantamweight. I feel like I didn't lose any strength. I feel like I almost like gained a little bit more power because I'm just quicker. But yeah, I felt great. There's a lot of comments about me like being tired and stuff, but I'm like, we're in a fight. Like I'm supposed to be tired. If I'm not tired, then I'm not working hard enough. So, yeah, I felt amazing. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, and there were some other dumb comments as well, and I want to point one out because this kind of ties into my next question, is that, people saying that, Rachael got destroyed, but Rachael had a very good, I thought she was very durable. I mean, there was a couple times where it looked like you were going to finish the fight, and, her fight IQ was great, especially that one sequence, I think, on the ground where she was able to sort of reverse position. I know you expected her to be tough, but was that a little bit surprising, just knowing how much she sort of hung in there in the fight, and, she didn't have any quit in her?
No, she was super tough. I was impressed with how tough she was. Yeah, it's funny with that back sequence, that back take or whatever. I knew she was going to do something like that. Like I know but I didn't know that. I was prepared for her to take my back because I've seen her do it in the past, but I know she always rides high and I knew I could shake her off. So I was like prepared for that. But I really wanted that north-south choke. Right. So I went, I probably should have I should have probably listened to my coach and just bailed on that. But I really wanted to try to get it. But yeah, but I also knew that if she got my back, I could be able to get her off because she always rides a little high, and I felt like I was in an athletic spot. But yeah, it was great. She was tough though. She's really tough. I'm glad, but I'm so happy I was able to get a finish.
No, absolutely. And that was, I was going to ask it as well. Like as the fight's going on, are you kind of like, oh, I hope this happens? Like, were you getting a little bit worried that it wasn't going to happen?
I was surprised. No, not really. I wasn't. There wasn't really any concern in the fight for me. Like I somehow knew I was going to get a finish somehow, some way. But yeah, I guess the time was ticking. But during the fight, all I just thought was go, 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 and to the death, and it worked.
You talked also post-fight about, you just listened to everything James Krause said. He was a big, obviously, part of this camp, you training at Glory MMA and all that. Do you feel like you stuck to the game plan in the fight? Because it looked like it, but, you never know after the fact. Sometimes you're in different spots and sometimes you go back to your old ways.
Yeah, I pretty much listened to everything he said in the sense of, he wanted me to show more of my striking. When I first came to him, he goes, people told me that you were just a grappler and a wrestler. He's like, but I think your striking's really good and you hit hard and all that fun stuff. So, I really want to get some striking in. I'm glad I did. But he also told me, he's like, hey, if you ever feel, if she's ever catching you back, like, don't be afraid to clinch up with her. And every time I clinched up with her, I felt amazing. I felt like I was definitely the more physical one. And we always worked like a big cage series at Glory MMA. And so I felt really comfortable there. Yeah, it was just, man, it was a fun fight for me. I had a good time in there.
How'd you celebrate after the fight?
I spent $50 at Taco Bell.
Nice. Got to go all out, right? You might as well. Big win like that. Did you do the drive-through or did you go actually inside?
Went drive-through.
Okay, good call.
Well, no, we actually went back to our house in Vegas, and my brother was here, and like his chick like made a whole bunch of snacks for us and stuff too. She made these awesome like homemade cookies, and so I had a ton of those. And then like later on, I got Taco Bell, and it's so bad. It's so funny when you diet for so long and then you eat crappy, and like I'm legitimately having like a food hangover.
Yeah.
Like it's the thing. I want that crap in me, so. Whatever. So now I'm doing well. I'm drinking my kombucha and having my immunity shot. So I'm being good.
There you go. Back on track. What was the feedback like on social media? Because not only from your team at Glory MMA, but I know, there's a lot of people in Vegas who trained with you for years. I saw a lot of positive comments in social media. How was that, just getting the feedback from fans?
Yeah. My last fight, I got so much hate and like people were so mean and nasty. This one, it was just like nothing but love. And everyone was just so impressed with how I looked and how hard I worked and how much I pushed. And, yeah, it was really nothing but love. I felt bad because people were like hating pretty hard on Rachael, but like without her, it wouldn't have been a good fight. Like if she wouldn't have been so tough and durable, then I wouldn't have looked so tough and durable, so it takes two to tango. The internet's mean. So I that bummed me out to see that. But, overall, like I'm happy to get some kind comments and like people are like, oh, I'm your fan now and this and that. And the sport was really cool. It's been a while, so it felt good.
What about from the UFC? I know we're a couple days removed here. Has your management talked to them at all? Like they must have been happy because it was a great fight and you got the finish. And I think, the UFC's obviously knows what you're capable of at 125.
Yeah. They're kind of, I don't know, we won a quick turnaround. I got to walk by Dana and like he gave me a little fist bump and said great fight. So that felt really good. I've got a lot of comments from people from the UFC. They said I did great. But yeah, they kind of mentioned me doing a quick turnaround. I'm not really sure where that is in the works, but I'm definitely down because Tim's fighting mid-January at Fight Island, and there's a couple flyweight fights on that card, and then the one after that, and I think even the one after that. So I wouldn't mind, like that would be really cool if I'm already there. I might as well, gosh darn it, make another paycheck, which would be cool. So I don't know, get another opportunity would be fun.
Would you want to fight on the same card as Tim, or do you think that'd be too nerve-wracking?
So we almost did that during quarantine, and we talked about it. And at first I was like, no, I absolutely not. But now I'm like, we have to take these opportunities as they come. So yeah, if that was what we had to do, then for sure we would definitely do that.
By the way, they like casually mentioned on the broadcast, maybe I didn't know this, maybe I'm out of the loop, but I didn't realize you guys are engaged. When are you guys having the wedding?
Shout out to COVID. Who knows? We were planning on getting married up in Alaska where I'm from. But then everything's crazy right now. So I don't know when, but we're engaged. Well, we're going to do it soon. Okay, somewhere.
Great. When did that happen? I like I said, I think I'm out of the loop or something.
Oh no, you're good. It was when we were in Mexico when we all went to Mexico a couple months ago, and Tim was. I was funny. I went to go get my nails, or I went to go get a pedicure, and my manager's wife, Elisa, was like, "Gina, you need to get your nails painted." I was like, "Oh, I don't ever get my nails painted." She's like, "No, you need to get your nails painted." I was like, okay.
That's why he was getting everything planned. Yeah.
Yeah, and I picked out lime green, and she's like, "Lime green nails? Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "No, I love them." And anyways, I found out that Tim was planning on proposing me. So
there you go. Yeah. Good on him.
It was great.
Now, back to your fight. Is there any opponent you're looking at next, or you just sort of leave that up to your management and figure out the next move?
I'm not really, there's no one in particular. I mean, there's a couple, one of my bantamweight fights, I was up in the rankings a little too early in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to maybe get some more wins under my belt before I start jumping in the top 10. But whatever, I'll take any opportunity. I mean, all opportunities are good, so I'm open to it all.
I know it happened the same night as your card, but did you catch the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight?
I didn't, but I heard there's a lot of flack on it, and that bummed me out. I'm like, come on, man, these guys are like OGs. Be nice, be kind.
I thought it was interesting, to see Mike and Roy fight in their 50s. I mean, that's not something you see every day, right? I mean, I'll watch it, right? So that's
the thing. It's like, that's crazy. Like, people have to understand, like, look at somebody who's 50 years old. Mm-hmm. Try to have them go run for a mile, or like have them hit something for like a minute straight. That's crazy. 50 years old and fighting. That's a lot. kind of cool.
I agree. And then the other thing, I don't know if you caught it yesterday, Clarissa Shields, who's like the women's pound for pound boxer, is coming to fight in MMA now. She's fighting in PFL. Did you see that? That's pretty interesting.
I did. I think that'll be cool. I wonder if they're gonna hook her up with Kayla.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think they keep them away for a little bit because that's a huge fight. You can't do that right off the bat. And plus, all Kayla has to do is take it to the ground, right? I mean, let's be honest here, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, man, that'd be interesting. I would love to see Kayla fight somebody with like a little bit more, some a little bit more on her level in that sense. I think, and not just like for my fan personal whatever, but for her, like I said, like with Rachael, like she was tough, and without her being tough, it like made me look better. Like if I'm just fighting a slob, like it doesn't make you look any better. But if you're fighting someone who's tough and durable, like it makes you look even better.
Exactly. Stock goes up. And you certainly did on the weekend, Gina. Again, congratulations on the win. That was an awesome performance. Just to remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs or anything like that, I'll give you the last word.
You can find me at Gina Danger AK on Twitter or Instagram. GINDANGERAK. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to my management, Iridium Sports Agency, my coach, James Krause, Glory MMA, everyone. Thanks.